I wrote a book. This was my COVID project. I want to share something with you that is super relevant to what we're talking about today. One day, I was at a Starbucks with a man named Kevin. He helped business professionals develop leadership skills and agreed to meet with me, probably to vet me for his program. As I sat down, he asked me, "Do you know what this Facebook thing is?" I politely told him, yes, I know what this Facebook thing is. And I told him my PG experience with it. I told him that I had received an invite to join and wanted to know how he could use it for his business. So I told him how he could friend his family and network of friends and post about what he was doing in his business on the newsfeed. Then I continued, if he really wanted to get serious, he could make a fan page where anyone who liked his page would get information about him, about his business, even if they didn't personally know him. He was excited, but a little overwhelmed. He pulled out his laptop and asked me more questions, which I answered. After his excitement died down, he turned to me and said, "You should do this for a business." I looked at him with a deadpan expression on my face. With every serious fiber of my being, I replied, "No one is going to pay me to be on Facebook." That story is from 2009. Back when Facebook was like the ultimate untapped, uncharted area of the internet to use. I'd love if you check this out. I'll put the link to this in my description down below. This is my book, Start Slick Get Better. It's my personal story as a social media marketer. I'm sharing this with you because we have come so dang far in a society, and as we're in it, no matter what all of the people want to say, we're in a recession. And I started my business at the last recession as a social media manager, and no one had any idea what it was that I was doing. I was doing this thing on the Facebook and no one knew what it was. So I want to address the issue we're facing now, which is, how the hell am I supposed to be using Facebook now for my business? Facebook is like a total journey right now. It's really oversaturated. Every third post is definitely legitimately an advertisement. There's all these issues with Google and Apple with the whole like data darkness issue that's happening where they're like, no one's collecting any data. So ads are becoming more expensive and more hard to target. You have to have like be a whole professional to make it work for you. Posting is hard. Facebook pages are hard. Video is hard. The reach is dying. And it's like, what the hell am I doing this for? Like, what is the point of spending time on Facebook? And I want to share with you how I am using Facebook as a service provider and how I think you could probably stand to use it too. So the first thing I want you to consider doing when you're like working through this whole Facebook thing is I think it's time to upgrade your personal profile to a professional profile. So what upgrading to a professional profile allows you to do is have followers instead of friends. You can still friend people and then you can see their content and it becomes this whole different level of connection with somebody. You're not then limited to though the reach that you have with your profile to the 5,000 friends that you can have. This way also you don't have to allow people who you don't care about what they're doing on Facebook. They can see your stuff. You can block them from seeing stuff when you're doing your posts, but then you don't have to see their stuff. They can't like send you Facebook spam messages. It's a whole thing. It's a nice layer of protection. I've had Facebook since 2006 and you could only get it with a college email, like a .edu email in order to get on it. I got it when I was in Rome. It was a whole thing. Read about it in my book. I didn't lose anything when I transitioned my profile from a personal account to a professional account. So I don't want you to think that this is a bad idea. I think the best way to use Facebook is through personal interaction. By being able to connect with people you meet, whether it's digitally or like through a networking opportunity or an in-person sort of situation, and take your connection onto Facebook and build that relationship. For example, I went to the Military Influencer Conference in October. I spoke there and it was a really wonderful event that I really enjoyed getting to connect with my fellow military community about. And I connected with people, like I sent friend requests to some people I networked with and they sent them back and we've chatted and like they've sent me stuff to support what they're doing and I've asked them questions and it allows for a one-on-one conversation to continue to happen. It's the social aspect of what we're doing. It's that idea of taking a conversation. We're getting to know each other on a surface level through Facebook posts and then diving into a personal one-on-one based on things that you've said into that DM, that Facebook Messenger situation. So it allows for you to have that better relationship. So the transition from personal to professional allows for it to be known, like this is what I'm doing here. I can still share personal stuff here too, but I'm allowing myself to be more open to more professional connections. And then I can use those professional conversations, connections, and information that I'm posting on there to take it over to the DMs. Now, what content should you be posting on your personal profile? This is where I would encourage you to post your normal stuff, but also add a little flair of the professional dramatic to it. So allow for you to connect. So when I post things that are longer with like a photo or like a video or an album of stuff, I always get more engagement and reach. Do not make a collage. Do not make a nice, like fancy professional graphic. I'm talking a photo of you being a human being. For example, using Mika again, they had this big sign that said MIC. I got up on the stage in my fancy gala dress, my first gala I got to go to, and I put that up and I talked about it. I got really great engagement off of that post. When you can connect and tell stories that loop back into your sales objective, whether it's to ask a question or have people take action or relate to what you're doing and stay present, it's gonna be really good for you. And then you also want to fill it in your content, but not just those long-winded, like deep stories about your business and you as a person and how you can help people, but also the fun stuff. So like right now it's December when I'm recording this and I'm posting pictures of my family's tradition of 12 days of hot cocoa. I take a picture of what the hot cocoa is and then I like tell people like this is what it is. So we've done like Ghirardelli, we've done this like white chocolate polar bear where you like put hot milk over it, like different ones. And I put like a picture of the product that I put it on my tree. It takes me like 30 seconds to put it up and then I drink it and it's delicious and I love it. It's a really fun tradition I get to share with people. The people are like, I really love this idea. Oh, where can I go buy that? Like it's this whole thing of connecting around hot cocoa, a totally awesome, harmless, easy thing that anybody can do. So be personable and relatable and human through your personal posts. I have a peer named Sasha that does an amazing job at this. She tells such great stories. She asks such great thought-provoking questions. She takes pictures all the time with her kids and her family and her husband. It's this whole thing for her. And she absolutely crushes this. She talks about like when you are an individual, when you are a person, then people will do business with you. Like there's the old saying, people do business with those they know they can trust. We live in a digital world where it's very hard to do things in person anymore. And we can build on these personal knowledge pieces through posting that personal information. I bet you could think of at least like 3 people that you think you know better because of how you follow them on social media, or a person or a brand you know a lot about, but maybe you've never met them in person. For example, for me, I love the Super Carlin Brothers. They're a brand on YouTube and they post their personal vlogs and they have this whole thing on their channel. I know so much about them because of what they post on social. They don't know anything about me. Like they don't know who I am, but I feel like I have this connection with them and this relatability. So I really like being a part of their brand. My friend Jessica Stansberry, she does a fantastic job of like educating you by like relating to you and her life. And so you can have these really great DM conversations with her on Instagram and in the comments of her YouTube videos because of these things. So being personable and tying in the who you are part of your content is going to allow you to connect in a way that you can't do through just like a static business page where you're like, this is what we're doing. This is our office. Doesn't it look cool? You should come in for service. Like it's not really enticing. It's not building that connection. Now, when we're talking about the personal versus profile thing again, there's another added bonus, and that is within the Reels section of the profile. You can get paid from Facebook by creating Reels people want to watch. So you have to hit certain markers, like you have to have a certain number of followers, certain reviews on your videos, but then you get paid. Yes, you can do this on a page as well. And there are some people having success there, but you're gonna have more success on a personal account than a business account because you can tie in other stuff as well. It doesn't, again, have to be just, this is my chiropractic business doing this specific thing, right? So you can really loop in who you are and what you're about and make money from the platform that's doing it for you. I also want to add a little bit of love to Facebook groups. And I did say before, like Facebook group reach is terrible. Y'all, it is. The Women of Video Facebook group is such a hard place to get people to comment and see and reach. So many people are not spending time there. It's a whole thing. But if you find a good group where you can ask questions and interact and pay attention and like turn on those notifications so you know when someone posts, like for me, it's the Women in Influencer Marketing group. I love that group. The Story Prompt group is really great. Social Media Managers group is really great. Like, there's a lot of really fun ones that I'm a part of where I can get information, stay relevant, and see what's going on. If you can set up your notifications to see them, then you can interact really well. So I think it's important to kind of be there in that sort of sphere. I get a lot of business from it. Like people ask a question, or do you know somebody? And I get tagged, or like, and then I can send them an email and I can send them a pitch, or we can go over into the DMs and have that conversation. So long and short of it is don't discount Facebook just yet. It is a place that requires much more time, much more manual. Like you cannot automate your Facebook profile as well as you might like to. Like you can't automate anything, like it's against the terms terms of service to auto post, like to schedule out stuff on Facebook, which is super annoying. But if you can be there and be thoughtful, it's gonna be really helpful for you for your brand. And if you wanna know about my journey, this is the book. Go get the book. I always love to learn from people's journeys because you can get so much out of them and see so much about what they're doing. And if you really wanna know how Reels can work really good for you, I want you to watch this video that I have here right here, which is a breakdown of everything you need to know about Facebook Reels.